Hey everyone, James here, and in today's video we're going to be installing the new side step on all the vans. And this first example is our Transit. Now if you have one of the Sprinters, simply just jump ahead to this time and we'll see you there. So before we start ripping this old step off, we want to make sure we have all the necessary parts for this new step. So we should have 2 of our long brackets, 1 of our short, and a bag of hardware. That's what will be in the first small box, and then the longer box will be our side step, 3 plates, and the necessary hardware for that. So the only tools we'll need to remove and replace this step are 13 and 14 millimeter and our 1/2" drive-in pad. So we'll simply unbolt that old step from the bottom, and we'll remove it so we can gain access to those brackets. Now notice how these are carriage bolts with a square hex on the inside. If you're impacting and that bolt starts to turn, simply reach in with your thumb and put gentle pressure down. That'll keep the bolt locked in so we can remove that nut. So on these front brackets, along with our rear, we need to remove that before we can install our new bracket. So we'll simply take our 13 millimeter on our impact. We'll remove these vertical bolts. There we go. One thing to remember, pull these washers off, these spacers that are holding the old bracket on. First thing we'll do is we'll find our piece of hardware that looks like this. There's 3 of these in our package along with the white bracket. We'll simply insert this into our hole that this end of our bracket will slide into. Then we take this plastic piece, simply slide it right on. So that means our bolt won't fall into the hole. So what we'll do, we'll take our front bracket, line it up on our studs, slide that on. Now removing this rear bracket, same as our front. Now onto this rear bracket. This rear bracket sits on this cross member right here. What we do is you take our brackets that have their piece welded to them. We just install those same as we did before. Then what we can do, take our flat and our split lock washer along with our standard nut. Take this, simply secure those or slide those bolts right through there. So once we have our brackets all installed, there may be some slight adjustment we have to make up and down, what the slotted section of the bracket is used for. We'll take our step, slide that up on top. What we want to do is make this flush on the back and on the fronts of all of our brackets. These are our 3 step brackets that come with it, come with our step. We'll simply slide these so they clamp in between. So once we have that lined up, we'll take our carriage head bolts, slip those through the top so they lock in with that square cutout. All right, so once all of our bolts are started, we'll simply take our step, line it up so it's flush in the back and flush on the front of all of our brackets. Snug that down just a little bit, or we'll line up our rear. We're flush right there. Now, there we go. Our new step is installed, so we have much more surface area, so we're less likely to slip coming in and out of the van. Now remember, all the hardware on this is torqued around 20 to 30 foot-pounds, so we don't need to go crazy. Just a few cracks of the impact. Once everything's set tight, we'll be good. All right, let's start on the Sprinter next. So the Mercedes Sprinter. First thing we have to do, we have to make sure we have all the tools so we can complete this job. What we'll need to remove our step, simply a 13mm socket and that 1/2" drive impact. Now to install that new step, we'll need that same 13mm socket, 1/2" drive impact. We'll need a 1/2" drive wrench, a 1/8" drill bit, 17/64 drill bit, and a 3/8 drill bit, along with the drill. It should be included in our installation kit: 3 long brackets, 3 small brackets, a bag of hardware, and then our step, 3 clamp brackets, and the associated hardware for that, along with our instruction manual for both. Now, first thing we'll have to do before we can install our new step is, if our van has one existing on it, we need to remove that. On this one, I was able to remove all those with a 13mm. Now, I have this removed for easier demonstration. What there's 2 through bolts that go this direction, and then 1 bolt on the back side that goes this direction. We'll have to remove all 3 of those to be able to remove that old bracket. We can remove that all as one assembly. Now, if you're having any difficulty or if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to reach out to us and we'll be happy to help you. All right. And as always, stay safe out there.